that got
can
the
you start
policy.
can you start over because I didn't hear you.
So when I spoke to the wife, she said that she had a policy for funeral expenses. She then went to tell me that it was a policy that her dad bought her when she was a child, and that she then converted it, and now she's paying for it. So she pays $13 a month. So then when I presented the premium, the plan options for the husband that has no life insurance, we were talking about prices between $90 to $130. And so she was like, yeah, that's out of our budget. And she tells me that she's paying $13 a month. So then I had to explain to her, I'm like, well, listen, I explained to you already that the prices are based on age and health. He's not 12 years old. He's 46 years old, and he's got some health conditions. So
that was a good one.
These are two different situations. And so it was cool because then the husband, because she then asked the husband, like, what do you think about it? And then the husband went up to bat pretty much for me. He's like, listen, we got a quote last time. His quote is lower. The other guy wanted us to do medical exam, and I'm 46 years old. So the guy went up to bat for me pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I like those.
And so it was great. Yeah, it was great. And so then I ended up. She's like, $91 is a little bit of a lot. I ended up. I'm like, all right, let me drop the term amount. Let's look for a 20-year term, and let's look at some options there. And so then she ended up going for the $175,000 coverage. Plus, I then sold her for the child rider. So I ended up getting her for $103 a month and 80 cents, coming out to $1,200 annual premium.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Now, the only thing is, I was going to call you in there, but I felt pretty good. And the guy's borderline diabetic. They just recently prescribed him metformin, and he's 5'8" and 265 in weight.
That's good. That's good.
I was submitting it, and I was like, oh, man, I really hope he gets approved. I don't know.
He'll get
know
approved.
What to expect. He'll get approved.
He'll get approved. The weight limit is 274 on 5'8". On 5'8". So I put down that I weighed 272 on a good morning.
On a good morning,
yeah.
I put 65. I think his license might say 275 though, but I don't think they're gonna.
That's fine. That. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. So I was like, all right. And so, how long do you think it'll take? About a week to get approved, or how long will this Strong Foundation take?
It might take 3 to 4 days, but it's your first case, so it might take about a week.
Okay.
Yeah, because they do they do just in time, so. They're going to check your background and everything. That causes the delay. We get cases issued in like a day.
Okay, and then how soon do they pay out? They're not as quick as America, are they?
They're daily, so if you ask the client and you submitted the application with draft immediately, then they'll pay out right away.
Yeah, I didn't pick a date.
That's not good.
It didn't have that option, so it's like, well, do you have a preferred date? I put no. And I was like, okay.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
so,
I'm not doing that anymore. I decided I'm not doing that. You pick a date anymore.
Unless
it's a Social Security person that only comes Social
Security. You only pick a date on the draft date. So when do you want the draft to happen? Next available date. Okay, and then when it says subsequent periods of premium payment, then that's when they pick a date between the first and 28.
I don't think I had that option before, sir.
Well, that's no worries, man. As long as you didn't pick a date, so you could get paid right away, and as long as they know that if they get approved, the draft will happen immediately within 3 days. Yes. And then you're that's good.
Right. So I told them, I'm like, listen, as soon as you get approved, you'll see the charge. Sorry, as soon as you get approved, they're going to draft the first payment, and so that's good news. That's how you'll know you're covered, because, wow, look at this traffic, bro. Because once they've taken the money, you're covered, so that's good news.
But what I want to
So,
know is, aside from that, what I want to know is, how did you sell the critical illness?
oh, just like you told me. Um, well, no, I came at it. No, actually, yeah, I did it pretty much the way you did it. You did a little bit more direct. I couldn't remember the name. It was sick leave pay. Is that's how you say it? If I asked him, "Oh, do you have sick leave pay for
That's it.
work?" He's like,
Yeah.
"No, I don't."
Okay.
Okay, I'm like, all right, no worries. Most companies don't offer that. There's only a few that do. Okay, but here's why I'm asking you, because God forbid if you get sick and you can't go to work and you got to get time off of work, once you run out of your PTO, now you don't have any income. He's like, well, I got hurt in my job, but they only paid for my medical expenses. They didn't pay me any income. I was like, exactly. So,
Exactly.
after you have been on a sick leave pay for a certain amount of time, they're going to ask you to leave. And when they ask you to leave, now you no longer have health insurance. You got to pay Cobra, which is the full amount, the full cost. And they're like, he starts nodding his head like he already knew. And I'm like, listen, I don't want you guys to live this reality. I don't mean to paint this ugly picture, but this is just the situation that occurs when people are not properly protected or insured. So I told them that this is what this policy offers. It's not only going to cover your death benefit, but it's going to cover what they call living benefits. So you have 3 categories. These are the categories. This is how it works. This is the coverage you're going to get. And she's like, well, so when I tell her the 3 categories, she's like, well, I think the critical illness is the best one. Can we get that one? I was like, no. No, don't worry. You're gonna have all 3, and you're not gonna pay anything extra. So whatever premiums we talk about, that's gonna include all your benefits.
You got her. You had her. You got her.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got her with that, and then I printed out a sheet. There's actually a really nice sheet with Foresters where it has all the benefits. So it's got all the extra little benefits that come included, and then it has the riders and everything included. And so I marked off there, and I gave her that. I thought that was really good. I was happy to find that when I was down in Forester. So I gave her that. I'm like, look, this are your benefits. Here you go. Read over it. So I told her, I was like, listen, we need the bank. We need to name the EIN for your charity, which is your church. So we got to get that. And then I told her, I'm like, and she couldn't find a copy of her life insurance. So as soon as she told me she had her life insurance, and I started getting the quotes, I'm like, do me a favor, can you go get a copy of your certificate of your life insurance? She went, spent like 5-10 minutes looking for it. She came back, she's like, I'm sorry, I can't find it. I don't know where it's at. So I told her, I'm like, all right, go ahead and request one, because you're going to need to have that if you want your beneficiaries to, be able to use that if something happens to you. So I made her do that. I told her, look, when I come drop off the policy, I'll look at it, and that way we can, evaluate what we can do. So,
if you go early enough, you could call the company too and set them up and sell her right there, add on some insurance for her, and that's pretty much your goal. I could see that what you're doing.
Yeah, so that's what we did. So it was good. I felt really good. I'm glad I was able. This was a cancellation from last Saturday. The 2 appointments I had today were cancellation from last Saturday. I got to sit with them both, so that was good. And I'm gonna keep dialing. Monday, I'm taking the weekend off, and Monday I'm gonna start using the dialer and call these leads.
All right. When you go back and deliver the policy, if that's what you're going to do as a strategy, don't forget to ask, do you have any money laying around, such as a 401k CD?
I already did that.
And tell me.
Just opened up an IRA, which is he put $1,400 in an IRA a few months back. He only made one deposit of $1,400, and then he's got a Roth. He said, last time he checked, he said it had about $4,500 in it. and then that's all he has.
Okay, minimum qualified premium to rollover is 5,000. So you could propose something to him, but we could talk about that later. Good job there, because on $5,000 at 6% compensation, that's $300.
Yeah.
But that's up to you. You can move fast on that.
Okay, yeah, I do want to, like I said, I want to up. Now again, this is what 5, 6, 7. So 7 appointments so far. But I know a few more appointments and recruiting and annuities is right up my alley.
Yeah, just remember that when you go see a client, my goal is to write up $83.33 a month between all the family members. That's $1,000. So if you could write $5,000 in 5 days, 1,000 each day, that's $5,000 a week and minimum. I'm talking about minimum.
Yeah.
So that's 20,000 in compensation total, not including advance. So that's what I try to do when I go into home. So you went above, which is good. And then most of the times what happens is you end up being able to, okay, if you could get that guy to put in $500 extra, that would be to this Roth IRA on $4,500. That's right there. You're taking like 6% of your compensation, which would be 6% of 5,000. That's 300. And then now don't forget the wife. I think you could upsell her. You could probably get a $500 comp off of her, a $40 life app. So
well, what I did was I went to the bathroom. I came back. I was like, listen, God just spoke to me and just reminded me that there's another option that an additional option I can do for you here. I want to see if I can do this for you. So what I came up with, I was like, all right, what if instead of 175 on Foresters, I get him some lower coverage on Foresters, and I get them 2 plans. So I get the family choice with American Amicable, so that she can have policy, and then I can get the husband to have more term coverage through at a cheaper price, and then get the girls as well, their daughters. And ended up being more than I thought. It came up to like $50 to get her 10,000, him 25,000, and the girls like 6,000. And so she's like if we added the 53 plus the 71, it was like at 130. And she was already like concerned about 90. So I ended up saying, I'm like, well, look, I wanted to do that because I wanted to make sure you have some coverage, because I don't know what you have with this other policy, and I want to make sure you get some coverage too. But knowing that you have something, why don't we can try to get your daughters covered through this policy of Foresters with your husband. She's like, oh, you can? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what is the coverage? And that's where I go, and I'm like, I look up, it's 25,000 for both girls for an additional $11, $12 a month. And I told her, I'm like, listen, this is $12 more, and they're each getting 25,000.
Upgrade. There you go.
And she's like, yeah, my daughter's not been able to get approved because of her health condition. Well, I didn't really know what her health condition was, but then when I went to ask a question, realized that she had something with her heart and something with her pancreas, and she was hospitalized. So I don't even know if that's going to go through.
That one won't go through, but you could get ROP with Family Choice afterward, but the other one will get approved.
Okay. For the other daughter will get approved, you think?
Yeah, well, yeah, she's there was just one daughter, right, that had a heart condition, so.
But what I did was, I didn't say that it was a heart condition. What I did, because she gave me some long, I couldn't even believe this name that she gave me. I was like, what? It was like a sentence long, the name of the condition she gave me for her daughter. So I was like, all right, just give me the name of the prescription she's taking.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and not shoot you down, but I always, me, I don't sell child riders. I sell it separately. This way, for the future, this way the policy would have gotten approved in a day. Now that rider is going to prolong it a couple of weeks due to APS or whatever. They're probably just straight out decliner, and then now you're going to need an amendment. So that's why always messes everything up. So just
see, I didn't know that.
that's why I don't do riders. So you're gonna need the Sign Now app and all this it just creates a mess. So so that's why I don't do riders. I just sell it separately, and just always do something, say something, actually, where you save yourself in case that person doesn't get approved. Because I've seen situations where, oh, well, if she didn't get approved, then I'm not going to get my policy at all, and then you're losing $3,000-4,000 in premium, and the whole goal is to.
I don't think that's going to happen in this case because they already expected that.
Okay. So the lesson here that I learned that I'm passing on to you is you always go out and you learn and you make one mistake less every single time, and you always increase your average of rate of return performance by 1%. So increase your performance by 1% and decreasing your flaws by 1 every time you go out. And that's how when you go out and let's say you have 10 appointments, you're going to close 7, 8, 9 instead of 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So I've always told you though, I don't close child riders. But this is why. Hey, I don't do it. I don't.
No, I know now. I don't mind doing the child ride. I don't really do it too much either. But I already saw how they were, and now I know if they have health conditions, I won't do that child rider.
Just sell it separately to a family choice or something. Now, I do want to. Let you know about when you go back and look at the spouse's policy. She may work, she may not, but always sell the fact that the one to be insured the most important is the spouse, the one that's the homemaker, because if the homemaker passes away, God forbid, then the person that goes out to work has to get a nanny, and they can't go to work and make the same amount of money and then go pick up, take the children to school, pick them up, make them breakfast, make them lunch, make them dinner. You need a nanny. So it costs more to have that child, be raised by the primary income maker by time, and so you got to make sure that you take care of that mentality so that this way you could carry on and continue with a quality of family life. So that's how you take away the fact that she has a policy, then she's only paying $13 a month, and you throw in the critical illness and the chronic and all that, because it can happen to her too. And if it does happen to her, who would take care of the children? Who would take them to school? Who would take them to work? And who would cover the co-insurance? So that's being a little bit more comprehensive, but the more you know, the more you make, and that's how you can increase your policy. Let's say $40 a month. You replace her $12 policy, $40 a month. Throw that in there. That's $480. You do the 300. You do the rollover. That's $300. Now you're looking at $800. You made $1,200. You're looking at $2,000 in one family.
Nice. Cool, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it really is a learning experience. You can watch as much videos as you want, but until you get into the homes, at least for me, that's I knew that this is the type of learner I am. I gotta learn from experience. Learning from books and learning from videos only works so much for me. But it does help with the presentation for sure. The videos that they do. But these little mistakes, you only learn from experience.
Yeah, exactly. They cost you to make more money. Yeah. And you can either take it negatively or positively, but that depends.
Positive.
Yeah.
I just got here to the supermarket. I got to pick up some food for the fam. So.
All right, Gustavo. Hey, just a quick disclaimer. I was recording you for educational and training purposes. Is it okay if I upload it to YouTube?
Yeah, that's fine. I kind of had the feeling.
Yeah, Gustavo from Hawaii. Once virtual sales agent, experimenting out on the field in Hawaii, and so hybriding with virtual sales, right, Gustavo?
Yes, sir.
10-4. Thank you very much for calling in. Awesome, man. Thanks.
Throw in 'em.
God
All right,
bless.
talk to you soon.